Ralph breaks the internet. I don't know if I liked it or not. Like, I don't think I've ever been this confused coming out of a film. Like, it had its moments, but it also had its, what on earth am I watching right now? And on the good to bad spectrum, I'm just so in the middle right now, and it's weird. Like, I've even had to look through some of your comments to try and tilt me to one side, but that's made it even worse. On the one hand, there are some of you saying it's Disney's best work and even better than the original, and then on the other hand, there are some of you saying it's a terrible sequel and makes Cars 2 look good. Okay, no one quite went that far, but you know. I don't feel tilted to either side, so I guess I'm gonna have to work it out on my own, which is why today I'm working out if Ralph Breaks the Internet is more good than bad, or more bad than good. Really rolls off the tongue, that title, doesn't it? Search results for this video are gonna be off the charts. I'm gonna do this review kind of weirdly, and I'm gonna split it into two, making one half about positives and one half about negatives. Then I'm gonna time how long I talk about the positives and time how long I talk about the negatives, and then whichever one I spoke about for longer wins. And that should tackle the question whether it's more bad than good or more good than bad. I got that the wrong way. You know what the question is. Okay, so first we got the positives. Let's go. I thought the character developments were exceptional, and that's something that's so important for a sequel to get right. Because the entire first film was about a character dilemma, being Ralph coming to terms with the fact being a bad guy doesn't make you a bad guy. Now all that matters is that he has friends. People that he cares about in his life. Person that he cares about in his life. If Vanellope likes him, how bad can he be? It's a sweet message and a really good story. And this film continues in that direction by revealing it's just been business as usual for Ralph and Vanellope since the first film, and right from the start begins to explore the idea that Ralph's perfect life is a very different thing to Vanellope's perfect life. Because, you know, as much as they're trying to market this film as an adventure into the internet where you meet the Disney princesses, it's really a story about Vanellope growing as a character. And this is great, implemented right from the beginning. Then the plot moves forward with the game breaking and Ralph and Vanellope going into the internet to buy the broken part and then somehow make $27,000 by making viral videos on the internet in 24 hours. Sorry, 27,001. That's reasonable. Fortunately, that wasn't the main plotline, as making the money turned into more of a side story to Vanellope's character development. And the climax of the film actually took place after they made the money and revolved around a character drama between Ralph and Vanellope. And, well, I actually think it's quite well done. The whole concept of a virus taking over the internet mirrors the whole virus taking over Sugar Rush in the first film. And while I'm not sure if I'm a fan of the huge Ralph monster thing, mirroring is good. I like mirroring. I like mirroring a lot. Honestly, I just like mirrors. And all in all, I really enjoyed Vanellope's character growth. I really did. Her entire character arc was about getting bored of Sugar Rush, and then she finds a new game that she doesn't find boring, but that means she can't hang out with Ralph anymore, and well, they actually shocked me. Yes, Walt Disney Animation Studios shocked me. I never thought I'd say the words. This is the company known for having predictable twist villains in basically every one of their films. And well, this film shocked me because, well, it didn't have a twist villain, but also had a twist ending. At the end, Vanellope actually leaves Ralph to join another game, and I did not see it coming. Even while it was happening, I was just like, nah, Vanellope's gonna come back. There is no way they're gonna end the film like this. But they did. And well, this shows that this new Disney animation team is willing to be bold, take risks, and kind of give an unsatisfying ending to a film, which may not always be a good thing, but I respect them for that. And this whole situation causes Ralph to grow as a character, and he learns the most important thing about being a friend is wanting what's best for your friends. And when you consider the first film was all about his character learning that he can actually be a good friend, this is great character development. And it provides us with another sweet message to end the film. Well done, Disney. We also get introduced to some new characters, including Shank. No, the racer. Who is just undeniably a great character. Maybe my favorite character from the film. And you know what? Yes, as well. As in the algorithm character. Why does everyone have such weird names? I'm gonna try and make a theory on this film, and everyone who hasn't seen it's just gonna think I've lost it when they see a title like The True Story Behind Yes and Shank's Friendship. Matter of fact, almost all of the new characters are great and should have had bigger roles in the film. But unfortunately, the princesses had to be a focus because that's what's gonna sell most toys, and I will get to the negatives later, otherwise this timing system isn't gonna work. And you know what? I actually really enjoyed the whole Vanellope at Oh My Disney scene, which reminds me, this film is hilarious.
If that's not pure mess, I don't know what is. We can't can't understand her. She's from the other studio.
The amount of inside jokes and Easter eggs is insane. While watching it, I thought I could watch this 100 times and there'd still be new things to notice, and I really liked that they went into a lot of detail. And maybe the humor just sat really well with me because I feel like 40% of the film was about Ralph becoming a YouTuber. That's just super relatable content, unlike those working in an office memes. And yeah, I know humor's subjective, but this is definitively the funniest Disney animation film ever. Well, considering Pixar and Marvel Studios have been going in a more humorous direction recently, I'm really liking what you're doing, Disney. But unfortunately, that's all the praise you're getting for now. The positives of this film clocked in at... I have no idea because I haven't edited it yet, but I'm sure there's a time on the screen or something, so hopefully that looks nice. And I guess that means it's time to rant because that's the score to beat. How are they gonna sideline Felix and Calhoun like that? I didn't think they'd have a major part after the trailers because it made it pretty clear the film took place in the internet and they didn't go. But I mean, you just made these great original characters in the original film and they just go to waste in this sequel. But I guess that's only minor and nothing in comparison to how dumb Ralph just suddenly became. I get the whole point of his character is that he's a little clumsy. Just a little bit. Yeah, he makes a mess every now and again.
They don't call your friend Wreck-It for nothing.
But in this film, they seem to decide that he was stupid as well. Like, for example, when he creates a new shortcut, Sugar Rush, to try and make the game more interesting for Vanellope without thinking about the consequences once, and accidentally breaks the game. And then there's the thing with the virus at the end where he intentionally tries to break a game. Like, I guess it's part of his character growth, which I still think they did really well, but I just don't remember him being this stupid in the first film. And I think the pinnacle of this idiocracy is when him and Vanellope don't understand the concept of an auction. Like, yeah, I get the joke, oh, they're from an arcade game and don't understand what an auction is, but the money didn't have to get so ridiculously high. And everything that happened after this just made my blood boil. Because they made it seem like making money on the internet is the easiest thing in the world, and yes, I'm salty. Like, I'm out here busting my butt spending 30, 40 hours on each video, and Ralph goes viral and gets more views than I've ever got from having a leaf blower blown in his face. Is this the kind of content people want to see? Like, this could have all been resolved if they needed to make like $500, because that isn't that ridiculous. Like, I know it's a film about arcade characters coming to life and you can't really complain about it being unrealistic, but it's unrealistic. And maybe I don't understand the logistics of the internet in this world, but the giant Ralph monster marching around just seemed too much for me, and I didn't understand how that caused the entire world to lose Wi-Fi. And yeah, I'm overthinking things. It's just supposed to be a fun, dramatic ending for the kids, but it even felt unrealistic within the universe they'd created. I'm not saying it's impossible, but I'm calling plot convenience. And plot convenience is actually another huge problem I had with this film. Like, yeah, again, I obviously get that the majority of the film's audience were kids, so therefore they don't want to spend too much of the runtime on exposition, but there were times where it seemed like they didn't know how to move the plot forward and it just felt forced. An example would be like when Felix adopts 15 kids, which is something that happens in this film, and is super stressed and therefore makes some weird sound and says, "Hey, oh boy." And wow, that sounds like eBay. That's the place where you can get the replacement wheel. And oh. And then there's also the fact that Felix says he'll cover for Ralph while he's in the internet and not in the arcade, despite the fact the entire first film's plot was about how they needed Ralph in the game.
Without Ralph, we're doomed.
We're just gonna pretend that didn't happen. Okay, let's talk about the princesses. Because I imagine for 99% of audiences, their bits were the best bits in the entire film. Unfortunately, I am part of the 1% who believe that Wreck-It Ralph is better than every single Disney princess film. I'm not saying Disney princess films aren't good, just Wreck-It Ralph is my favorite Disney animation film. And for that reason, I found the princesses' huge parts kind of frustrating. Because like, yeah, it's good fan service, but I want new characters. Like, give them a cameo, fine. That free 4-minute scene they had was perfect. But because they had to save the day at the end, it caused the new characters to get kind of sidelined. And don't believe me? Look at the poster. You've got Ralph and Vanellope on the front. The princesses make the second row with Grumpy, who, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't remember him being in the film. And Eeyore, who had a very memorable part. Then you've got the actual new original characters that I think the writers did a really good job with, stuck in the third row. Like, I know that's just the poster, but it's an example of them being literally sidelined. And this is probably an unpopular opinion, but I think the story would have been significantly better if you gave the new characters more of a focus. But no, the princesses just had to save the day at the end. Meaning now I've unintentionally spoiled Ralph Breaks the Internet on my Instagram, which you can follow me at seamusgormanbusiness. I only ever spoil films by accident, don't worry. It didn't have to be this way, Disney. It didn't have to be this way. And that's all for negatives. I don't know who won yet because I won't know until I've edited it and counted up the times, but I'll have a live reaction in 3, 2, 1. According to the definitive, undisputable evidence provided from this flawless timing system, I have concluded that if I stall for a little longer, I can stretch this video out to 10 minutes and put a mid-roll in it, so Just bear with me. Ralph Breaks the Internet is definitively a good film! I don't know why I'm so excited. The timers have been in the top corner of the screen this entire video, and you've probably known that for like 20 seconds now, and I'm still stalling to get this video to 10 minutes, so thanks for watching, I guess, and if you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like. You can subscribe to my channel by clicking here. You can watch another video about Ralph Breaks the Internet, or Wreck-It Ralph, depending on what I decide to put here, by clicking here. Check out my merch and follow my other social medias in the description down below, and yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Is this the content people want to see? This isn't effective at all. Hairdryer works better than a vacuum cleaner. More you know.